Greetings, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm just popping in just to say hello. How are you doing? It's kind of spare of the moment type of thing. I'm just doing it just because I can. So I hope your day or your evening, your night is going well. Greetings, avatars. How are you? I was just waiting because I was like, I don't know what everybody's doing. Oh shoot, let me turn that off. I was just waiting because if you hear that echo, that's because I'm just like I was waiting to see like, oh, if somebody pops in, I'll say hello cuz I'm here. I'm sitting here just working on something. But yeah, sup yo. How are you doing? And how's your day going so far? You said peachy keen. I haven't heard that in a long time. I'm doing great. I'm just here sipping on some tea. You said, do I have any more horrific Reddit stories? Are they really like that horrific? Yeah, there actually are kind of like horror stories. Like, I mean, ah, like why are relationships so stressful? I mean, they don't have to be. It's just that you can't control the other person, obviously. Um, it just sucks to be around like people who lie. That's one of the things I cannot stand. Like for someone just to lie or pretend just to be this person that they're not. Yeah, it sucks. Right, it makes you want to never get married. You know what? I was actually reading this comment right now by someone, a user by the name of Nora Morrison. I think they're one of my subscribers. I don't know if they're subscribed or not, but they were just telling me how they don't want to be in a relationship, well, like get married, but they have a girlfriend. And I was telling them, you know, I'd like to hear more about it. You can join the live and let me know. Because they just commented on, let's see which video. But they said, I can't stand cheaters and I've made up my mind not to date ever again. Even though, what they say, I have a FWB with one girl. Something, something. Oh, that was on the video. He left me in Japan. One of the most recent ones. But I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Like, what happened with you and that girl? And because these stories, I'm not saying it's gonna happen to everyone. Obviously, everyone's not going to cheat, but if you constantly listen to stories like this, it kind of makes you less hopeful. And it's just simply because, okay, although these stories are not like a full representation of everyone, it's just that there's enough liars out there and enough cheaters out there to just put you off forever. So I don't blame people to have like such adverse reactions, you know? It's just like really sad. And some of these stories that I read, I'm just like, how didn't this person how did not like the husband not see the signs? Because I'm like, I saw signs in the story from what the person was saying. Like, let's say whatever the woman was saying, and the communication between or lack of between them and their partner, just by the things they tell you in these stories, you're like, how did this person not notice? But in reality, like in the real world, although these stories are real, allegedly, I mean, people put things out on the internet. You have to take it with a grain of salt sometimes, but let's say, yeah, these are real stories, which they are. How did like the husband not know? Seriously? You seriously didn't notice that she was holding out on you for sex for like 2 years. You didn't notice that she didn't want to talk to you. You didn't notice that she did not want you to touch her. Like, that's kind of weird. How did you not notice that? Like, you were in some shell, you were off on some secluded island in your mind. I mean, but some women, they actually target men that are kind of slow. It's sad. Or who aren't really like thinkers, okay? Because there are some men that just like, they're not into that. They just want to go to work. They just want to have a wife and have peace at home and not have to think too far. And some of them aren't into following the woman's behavior so much that they just get wrapped up in that lifestyle, not being very observant. And before you know it, she's pregnant by somebody else, if the guy ever finds out. And then she's been having some long term emotional and physical affair. Like, it's weird. It's really, and it's really, like some of these stories, I know they're so cringy or crunchy. Yeah, they just like being comfortable. I was just thinking today, okay, so I watched this video, and this couple, one is the wife is American and the guy is from, I think he's like from Nigeria, okay? And the wife is like, she's a biracial woman. She's, I don't know, she's mixed with a whole bunch of stuff, whatever. And his subscribers got upset and said that you are so loving towards your wife. Like, if you were in Nigeria, you would not treat a Nigerian woman in a loving way. You're just being nice to your wife because she's American. And never mind her like racial makeup. It's just because she's a foreigner, period. And I'm just thinking like, okay, so you want him to treat her like trash. I mean, if that's what you're saying, or I just think it's a societal standard in their country how they should treat a woman, but that's his wife for crying out loud. But most importantly, put all those that cultural stuff aside. Like, if your wife brings you peace, let it be. Just leave it alone. But everybody wants to bring in all these social constructions to their relationship when they just really forget the basis. Number one, respect. Okay? Respect that person. Okay? Respect goes a long way. I personally don't believe that love will carry your relationship far. No, it's respect. Because when you respect someone, that means that you actually care about your commitment to that person. You care about your vows to that person. And in one of those stories that I did, how the wife was like, she's hot, so he's not gonna leave her. She makes a lot of money, all that kind of stuff. And since she cheated, her husband should keep her, and show her that he's upholding his vows by continuing to be with her. Like, what? I mean, whatever. Clearly, she doesn't respect him. So, when a woman loses respect for a man, it's gonna go downhill real quick. Love, it doesn't mean anything. No, literally, it's just a word. Actions speak louder than words. You can kind of see if a woman respects a man. Just look at the tone of voice she uses with him. Look at like how she socializes with other people. Because if she respected him, she would not be in another man's face. I mean, I'm reading this story right now and it's a mess. Like, why are you even communicating with your ex? Come on. So, you know what? I was actually listening to one person that makes Reddit stories, and he said that he was so like depressed from reading these stories. And I'm just like, that it'll only make you depressed if you let them get to you. Like, I actually have fun narrating stories. I don't know. I hope that comes across in my videos, but it's actually fun. It's the stories are sad. It's a shame, but at the same time, there's a lot of crap going on in the world. You just can't let everything affect you. Like, let's say if you're in a bad situation, that doesn't mean you have to be sad. There's a word for it, but don't let your situation dictate how you feel. So, like, people in these bad marriages, like, let's say men, you're in a bad relationship, you're in a bad marriage, and then they go into depression and all that. Don't be your circumstance. Don't feel your circumstance because you can always get another woman. I wish men could understand this. Like, you can always get another woman, even if you're bald, fat, big belly, whatever. That's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? You can still get a woman because there are women out there that they don't really so much care about that, okay? Like, there are some women who just want somebody to respect them. That's it. You say too many men today don't know how to keep their lady in check. Need to let them know you will drop them at a moment's notice. Seriously. And that's why the women, oh my gosh, you give them an inch, they're taking the whole football field. Let us get a guy wrapped around our finger. It's a wrap. And some men just don't know this. Like, if they understood how women think more, their relationships would be so much better, and it will actually give them the upper hand. And it's just I mean sad when kids are involved, because when kids are involved, the man feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But come on now, plenty of men have children with different women. Just let it be that way. Don't feel like you cannot like start a family ever again. It's like a mental block. So I don't know, but I'm just like, I'm telling you, I try to tell my brothers, like, hello, I'm your sister. So I'm going to let you know. It's either you want to get played or you want to be somebody that's a player, a very good one. And when I say a player, not like you're cheating and all that kind of stuff. What I mean is that up your mental capacity. Start thinking, okay? Start looking at people's behavior. It will tell you so much about that person. So much. Women give out so many clues, so many hints. You can already see it. If you're with somebody, let's say she wears a ton of makeup, she wears clothing that's not so modest, that can tell you a lot. I'm not saying that that totally defines her personality, but it can tell you a lot. Just like people say, oh, wearing clothes and accessories, it's like art and it's an expression. Yeah, and how the woman presents herself is an expression as well. So take it as such. It's just men have to get they have to get in tune with how to read these expressions. Not just like sexualize the expression, but actually read based on her behavior. I hope I'm making sense, but yeah. Hey, everybody. For anyone who just joined the live, I'm just saying hello to you guys. That's all. Oh, my goodness. Nora Morrison, I was just reading your comment over again. I was like, what's FWB? Oh, yeah, Friends with Benefits. I'm so slow. Oh, my gosh. I had to look in the Urban Dictionary. I'm so glad that you've made it. So, I was just telling Avatars actually about your comment and saying that, these stories, they just push you away from like ever wanting to be married. And I'm like, I can't blame you. But, also sometimes listening to stories like this, if you listen to enough of them, it kind of instills fear in you. And so, what I want to say is that don't let anyone take your power away. Even though you listen to these stories, I feel like these stories help people kind of know the signs and the behaviors of what to watch out for. But also, the idea of marriage, it's not a requirement, it's a social construction, okay? It can be good and it can be bad. But if you're a man, take your control back, okay? Yeah, these stories, I'm telling you, and these stories I feel like are starting to help men really truly understand the mindset of women in some ways and our different types of behaviors. Because normally, women, we are the ones that are very observant towards behavior. How do you think women are able to hide their affairs for so long and actually figure out when their husbands are having affairs or their boyfriends are having affairs? So it's the age of social media. So now, like, you guys can have more of an upper hand and insight into our behaviors, okay? We're totally different creatures. So what's sad is that when someone gets cheated on, they feel like it's the end of the world. And if you're a man, you can have the world, okay? I mean, especially since you're able to reproduce at more later years in your life, you know? And your appearance is not everything because you're born naturally into this world and you embrace your natural appearance. What I'm saying is that men don't wear makeup. Okay, not some of them do, but you get what I'm saying. Men go in life with just how they are, okay? You get haircuts, you wear different clothes, whatever. But as far as your actual natural appearance, so people actually accept you for who you are versus women starting out in their lives at early ages learning to be fake, learning to hide things, right? So when you're dealing with shapeshifters, it's very scary. Women can be very scary. So they can bring hell to your relationship or they can bring peace. Yeah, these stories, they help a lot. I'm telling you, so many red flags. The female. Oh yeah, most definitely. So I did ask you to share, I don't know, if you feel comfortable like about talking about your relationship, your friends with benefits. That's not a bad thing to have either. I mean, it's unfortunate when things like that, relationships like that end abruptly because the other person starts to want more. And so when that happens, if that's not what you want, do not get pushed into that commitment. Nope, just stick to it. If the person's done with it, they don't want it anymore, they want something more, then that's when you move on. Simple. Oh yeah, chameleons. I'm telling you, like, when I was in high school, the girls are just packing on makeup. I had pimples and stuff, but it's just like, I don't care. I'm just in life, in a, growing into a young woman, and wow, I didn't start wearing makeup until like my first makeup was like eyeliner, and my younger sister, had to help me apply it, and I was doing the minimum. So, like makeup to me was just like, oh, a little bit of eyeliner, I guess, so my eyes can pop. But it was just because I liked it, not for like other people, you know? Oh yeah, no time, no time for commitment. So is the girl that you're with like what kind of person is she? Like is she outgoing, social, or she's an introvert, or she got her head in the clouds, or is she an airhead, or yeah, we come in all shapes and sizes, and our brain is the same way. She's an introvert. Guess what? I'm an introvert too. And I don't have any friends. What I mean is, like, I don't have people that I go hang out with, that kind of stuff, because I don't trust people, if that makes sense. I mean, and definitely, like, I don't trust telling women my business or anything because they can get nasty. But, like, I just learned at an early age that just the most simplest things that you tell people, they'll try to use it against you. So I enjoy my alone time, but I also like to socialize with people when the time is right. Actually, it's sad, but I like to do it on my own time when I feel like it. I know that sounds like selfish, but that's cool though. She's an introvert. Does she have a lot of friends or anything? Like other introvert friends? Like I feel like in introversion is like definitely case by case, because you have some people who they never leave the house, which their condition has developed into something like some mental issues. But mine is just like I just like doing things alone. Like I like riding my bike alone sometimes. I like maybe going to a cafe alone. This was pre before COVID type of stuff. Like I like going to the movies alone. I like going to like the grocery store alone, shopping alone. I'm not a shopaholic though. That kind of stuff. You said she told you she wants more. Oh my gosh. You told her it's either we continue with this friends with benefits or we go no contact. Oh yeah, big ups to you for saying that. That's scary. I started sweating when you said that. My palms got sweaty. Like, girl, why are you asking for more? You should just be happy somebody's just like, I don't know, giving you some skin to skin. Look, there are some women who they do not want relationships. It's so annoying. Like, let me tell you, if you have somebody like friends with benefits, right? You don't have to cook and all that kind of wifey stuff because you're not a wife. Girl, you're not a wife. I mean, you don't have all these social constructions that you have to be obligated to. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it because also YouTube, you know what the X word. But I'm just saying, like, isn't that easy? And some women will act like they don't know what's going on. Like, how dare you sit up there and ask for more? Cause what is she giving you already? I like how is she selling herself? I'm not saying harlot or prostitute or anything, but like what does she have that says like, yeah, I'm gonna wife her up type of thing? Like, how are her assets looking? You know, is she somebody that just wants to live off of you? Does she have, like, how is her self esteem? Like, if you, let's say, if you just so happen to work around different people or work around other women, is she a very jealous person? Like, I mean, is she beautiful? Can you look at her face every day? these things matter. And how dare anyone say, like, oh, they shouldn't matter, they shouldn't. Please stop. Men are very visual. And people in our society, as we know, they sit up there and lie all the time and say, oh, yeah, you don't have to be this, you don't have to be that. Those are lies. Because as soon as a man changes, the woman will be feeling some type of way like, oh, well, he grew a six pack and he started treating me differently. Yeah, because he's the one paying all the bills, okay? Like, and then now you're upset, like, because he changed, but then you're upset as well when he says that you changed. What happens when you gain weight? Then they'll blame it and say, well, I had children. And this will be before they even had kids. You know, they just get too comfortable. Charlie West. Everybody, round of applause. Charlie, Charlie. How are you doing? Greetings. How's the Wild Wild West? Okay, that was random. I hope you're doing well. I'm just dropping in to say hello because I just put out stories and I just want to say hello to you guys. You know, you listen to my stories. Why can't I greet you all rather than it just being an introduction, you know? As you see the content of the chat a little bit, we're just talking about Nora Morrison's friends with benefits situation. And I'm like, if that girl starts to ask for more, drop her like a bad habit. Because she knows what she signed up for. Like, how dare you sit there and put more pressure on this guy when he's already giving you skin to skin? I mean, it's, especially during COVID era. You know, you're lucky, like, he's just not like a hit it or quit it type of guy, you know? So there's levels to relationships. And some people just, if that's what you're looking for, some people just don't know how to have fun with the friends with benefits type of thing because they get so wrapped up into, oh, I'm feeling good now. He's great. Yeah, he's only great because he doesn't have to see you all the time. Like, he's great because he can go back to his regular life, you know? I mean, marriage is not for everybody. And you see how people change after they get married. Like, they'll be so great before marriage because all these pressures weren't there. And, you know, a lot of times women start to put emphasis on these pressures, you know? If he, like, doesn't make enough money anymore, she's mad. If he can't buy her certain things anymore, she's upset, you know? And sadly, why a lot of men end up going bankrupt or have debt is because, you know, me lady. It's sad, but yeah. If she wants friends with benefits, once she start asking for stuff, you need to question yourself like, hold on. How did it get to this? Like, how great was I? Or is she just settling for, I guess, less? Cuz come on now. Some guys know that they're not so great. Let's say if you're just doing the minimum, you know you're not even ready for life at all with a woman. You're not ready to have a family. You're just doing that skin to skin and they're doing the minimum and that's it. But you have to give this woman the side eye if she realizes like, oh, I want to be with you after you're not even giving her the best of you. That is crab in the barrel mentality. Like she thinks, no, no, she's like that ride or die type. Like, I don't care if he doesn't have any money. Stop lying. Because she's going to get tired of that and she's not going to respect you. You know, if you're not even giving her like emotional support either, like you're just friends with benefits. That should raise a red flag if she wants to be with you after friends with benefits because then no, those people are have liabilities. They're probably going to cheat. Oh, oh hell no. She's been letting other people pipe her down. Nora. Nora, no way, no way. No way. I mean, and she's asking you for more? I can't even. Nora Morrison, my palms are getting sweaty again. This makes me so like anxious and nervous for you. Oh man, I hope y'all using protection because I mean her goodies are, I don't know, to go. I hope she's not doing DoorDash or Uber Eats. Greetings, Abaddon Black. What? And now you calling me grandma? Like I would feel better if you called me auntie. But I know you're random anyway. I hope you're doing well. This was just a random live stream. I was just saying hello to everybody. You're a regular on my live stream, so you know what's up. You go raw and nasty, then feed her grits. Well, those better be some damn good grits. And you better have a couple of bags with those grits as well. Because that sounds like some Creole Louisiana stuff. Better watch out. You better hope she doesn't put a spell on you or something. Then she have you eating her grits and spaghetti. Hey, greetings, AA. Who's the chick narrating? A Reddit employee? That's me, but I don't work for Reddit. Nope. My name was just inspired by Reddit, you know. AA, do you have beef with the chick narrating the Reddit stories? Abaddon Black, this is not your first time here. Stop lying. But yeah, Nora Morrison. Protection at all times, yes. Like, oh my gosh. Do you kiss her? Please say no. Cause you don't know what she's over there. I don't know. You don't know where those lips have been. Well, she has two sets, so you know what she's doing with the other pair. I'm sorry for anybody who's like, we're talking about a friends with benefit type of situation with Nora Morrison here. The lady wants more. The woman wants more than friends with benefits, but meanwhile, other people are piping her down. Hey, you said, oh, okay, she's a lot better than most of the others they use for these videos. Oh, okay, well, that's me. I'm over here blushing now. but I know this 1 minute somebody likes my narrating, the next minute people are like, why do you sound like that? Like, do something different. Do this and do. I'm like, if you want a robot voice, go to the robot channels. Or if you want someone who speaks in monotone, I'm not knocking what they do. It's just that I do what I do and I actually enjoy it. And I don't work for Reddit. I don't work for any other forum. Like, I'm just a person here that likes to narrate stories. And sometimes I'm dramatic. One guy was like, I don't know if this is your gimmick, but you should stop doing this. Like, why are you watching my videos then? Like, stop. You said, where are you narrator at? Where are you narrator at the moment? Oh, like my location. Well, in the U.S., somewhere in the Midwest. Does that make sense? Or are you, because you hear the environment, maybe? You hear the environment noise, like cafe type stuff? I don't know what you mean by that. Because if you mean like the cafe stuff, like that's just like a track that I like made up. I made up this like composition to give you a feel like we're in a cafe, we're having tea right now, coffee, whatever, non alcoholic drink type of thing, and we're just talking. I hope that makes sense. Greetings, everyone who just joined the chat. I'm just saying hello to everybody just because, like, I just do the stories and it's not like they're a live story. So I'm just saying hello. Abadan, you said leave her alone? She's my third cousin, second from my. You know how to say some random stuff. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just. Let me just respond to you with an emoji. Let me give you a spaceship. But no, Nora Morrison, thank you for sharing that, though. That's a very interesting situation. Not uncommon, not unheard of. It's just that you don't have a lot of people willing to talk about it. So I appreciate you for sharing that. Definitely. Oh, yeah, it's just something you said, Nora Morrison, you said like the place, the background. Yes, because it's something that I put together, like compose, like all the different sounds and kind of put them all in one track, if that makes sense. So it sounds, yeah, it sounds like a it's like a cafe type of feel or whatever. It's just fun to put things together like that, rather than just have like pure silence where you hear like everything creaking and all that stuff. And like if I just so happen to like, I don't know, fart or something, you won't be able to hear it so much. You didn't hear me say that. Right, you hear people in the background and it's like a guy laughing too. He goes, yeah, I just put that together with like some cafe type of music stuff. And well, Abaddon Black, I'm sure you hear people all the time, and not just in the back, not just in the background, but in your head. You were something else. Yeah, Nora, it was nice chatting with you. Thank you so much for, because I was like, oh, after I commented under yours, replied on the video. I was like, are they gonna come or not? It's okay. But I'm so glad you joined me for today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you around. Okay? Bye. Yes, Abaddon Black. Everything is good. Thank you. I just finished my tea. Really, MD Bailey? 57. That's good because see, I if I put a picture up there, like then it will mess with your mind like but see without the picture you can kind of visualize. So I like that. I like that. The park bench. Yes. I hope I have like my sanitizer with me, my wipes to wipe that park bench off. Yeah. And I hope the park bench is like not under a tree so that those little birdies don't get to me. You're American, drink coffee? Well, I love tea. I love tea, mates. I like coffee, but I don't drink it all the time. But I'm an avid coffee drinker. No, tea drinker. I was gonna say tea connoisseur. You know, there's actually people who go to university to just learn how to like drink tea or take people on tea tours or like you know what tea tasting. That's what it is. Yeah. So they actually sample tea from around the world, tea leaves. I know that's random, but you brought up the American comment. I hope you're doing well, MD Bailey 57. Thank you for always commenting on my videos, giving me, your opinion about the stories and I feel like you tend to have very intuitive comments. Like they're very thoughtful from what I've seen. So I appreciate that. What kind of tea flavors? Well, it depends on the tea leaf. Like it has to obviously tea, it has to be a leaf. So it depends on the oxidation. Like you have green tea and you have black tea. Sometimes that tea is from the same leaf, but it becomes green tea or black tea depending on the oxidation process, if that makes sense. If they're exposed to the sun a lot or if they're dried out or yeah, so different things. So that's how people you get the different flavor and then some people mix them with like dried fruits or other things, but everything is not tea though. For it to be tea, I believe it has to be a leaf. Like some people might say, "Oh, this is cinnamon tea." Well, the cinnamon is not really tea. It's just that tea has taken on another form. Like it's just a drink that you boil herbs or spices or something like that, and people call that tea just because it's made that way, right? I hope that makes sense. So, do you actually? I don't like to drink my tea with anything. I just sometimes just have it without anything. Sometimes I have it with honey, sometimes milk, sometimes it just depends on the situation, I think. But anyway, I'm going to leave you now because I have some things to do. But I appreciate everyone who joined the live today. If you left a comment or not, that's okay. I just wanted to say hello to everyone and greet you accordingly because I do videos and everything, but I just wanted to have an actual kind of like human interaction with you all, a little back and forth, and I just want to be like polite. If that makes sense. I just want to be polite to you all and I appreciate you for commenting and everyone who always gives me a thumbs up on my videos. And even if you gave a thumbs down, that's cool too. AA, you said, are you a Reddit team member? No, I don't work for Reddit at all. Like everything I do is just me, like on my own. Yeah, I just learned how to do these things. And it's fun. So it's just me like narrating stories and stuff and coming up with like video concepts and everything. Yeah, I'm just like having fun. That's it. Because I don't think Reddit needs to hire people. You know what I'm saying? Like to make videos. Like they stick to their website and their app. But like I believe most of the people who do Reddit videos, they are just individuals like me. Now, some of them I believe they are like a team. And they get several different people to narrate.
And that's, I guess, if their channel has gotten really big or something, like in the thousands, 100,000s, or something like that. But for the most part, they're just actually regular people who go to Reddit and look for stories and just narrate them. And some people just like they'll copy and paste the whole story in like a website, like it has a generator that has different voices. Like if you want someone who sounds like they're from the UK or Australia, man or woman voice, yeah, they just generate their content that way. And then sometimes they have other people make their thumbnails. So I hope I answered your question. So yeah, it's just me. So it's been lovely chatting with you all. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day slash evening, wherever you are in the world. And I really hope you're living your best life, drama free. Okay, bye everybody. I'll see you around, okay? Oh yeah, I have some crazy stories, but mind you, the ones that I do are from other people who ended up with like infidelity situations. So, and I'm sure nobody wants to hear like cheating man story because there's a lot of cheating man stories already. Men have been hearing that from the dawn of time. So it seems that they like to hear the ones that are less known, right? So in that respect, like my personal life probably wouldn't be that interesting that way. But I actually do have fun narrating stories, and I try to, I don't know, put like some kind of spin on it or make it more interesting. And believe me and you, some of these stories, when people write them out grammatically, are so messed up. And so sometimes I just have to read it over and over, and I'm like, what are they trying to say? I'm telling you, there's so many stories that I had to make so many adjustments to, like grammatical errors. And some of them I'm just like, I can't. I can't narrate this story. So yeah. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later and I'll see you around.